Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Empower Philanthropy 2015. Welcome to Napa. We have everything we need to get the work done because we've got a powerful network.
In some respects, this is a golden age for African American participation in the philanthropic world. I mean, witness this room, and how many people would have been in this room 10 years ago?
We've got a host of activities happening. We got a number of sessions on issues around education, racial justice, health and wellness, criminal justice, so a number of learning sessions around different issues. We also are here to recognize and give thanks to some of the leadership in the field of philanthropy. So we do our annual awards program and listen to our annual James Joseph lecture. And we're here to have fun as well.
We may have this pivotal moment of leadership in California right now, but one of the things I'm concerned about is not having a deep bench of folks who are kind of in the pipeline.
That was one of my questions too.
And so what are we gonna do about that to ensure that there continues to be African American leadership, philanthropic leadership in California and beyond? ABFE Fellows is one means, but that's 10 folks a year. What are we gonna do?
One of the things we need to do better at is identifying African American and social justice minded board members across a range of philanthropic institutions around the country. And I think that, my 2 cents, that's probably the next group that, we're talking about community organizing and youth organizing. That group probably needs some attention.
So we have a lot of transactional foundation, folk who are just writing checks and supporting good work and good causes, but not really trying to make change.
We all know if we get on the board and we sit quietly, then it gives cover for the status quo to stay the same. Often the white CEO says, well, if my black board member isn't pushing for this, things must be great.
When you have you're on a board, and you have a black person who is now in charge, you can't be afraid of being black. Can I get a witness?
I see the nonprofit sector as really being venture capitalists for social change. And so then I made it my sort of life's mission to try and get involved with organizations that had the potential to deflect public policy and stuff in areas that I thought were important to our community.
I got used to hearing no, and no is just another opportunity to get to yes, as far as I'm concerned.
How do we create a pool of potential African American trustees so that when the call goes out, as it recently did for Paula, that there's somebody standing there saying, I can do that? Because we would be challenged by some to believe that we don't possess certain qualities and characteristics that would make us effective in these roles. But I would say that it is time for us to change the design. Because what we do in philanthropy has to be about changing what's happening in our communities.
This is some powerful stuff you got here. Absolutely. And I want you, to come back up where you can kind of sit on this. And I always say sit on it because if you don't sit on it, it won't speak to you. Our people were so ingenious. Right. We have a section called Early Genius. We got the Phyllis Wheatley book, first book written by a sister, anybody, 1773. She had to go to England to get this book written. Okay? That's what we're talking about.
I don't think they had this many African Americans in this city in a long, long, long time. I'm just letting you know, they know we are here.
So I charge this group and this community to continue to be bold, continue to bring your blackness, continue to take risks so that our communities can continue to be better off than the way we found them.
How do we have greater impact in the work that we do? And for us, being a small organization, it came down to really looking at root causes. And the two root causes that we came upon were we need to strengthen black families and we need to rebuild a sustainable black community. If we can focus on those two items, then all this other stuff we see happening, drugs, killings, that will diminish.
We are boys but crying mercy, so thirsty. We've cast in our tea, our hoodies, our fun-sized candies, our New Year's Eve smiles, our bachelor parties, and even the corners of our homes. We have hidden everywhere, everywhere, everywhere you can hide a black body. We have gone there only to find we are still unsafe, even amidst our bars. So here he come, my new danger, with an agenda, a complaint, a firearm, a round, then 2, then 9, then leave us just boys, shot up in time. And he fall away and say he's standing his ground. Well, so am I.
And so we stand before you today with this robust network of folks who are unapologetically black. Unapologetically black, in service of black community, believing that what we do together will make a difference.
There is no other place. There is nobody else coming for us. It is just us. As Fannie Lou Hamer said, we are the ones we have been waiting for.
As African American people, we walk with pain that resides deeply in our collective psyche. Born from injustice that manifests itself in feelings of powerlessness and anger as we experience American life on a daily basis. We must face it, name it, heal from it, and be whole in spite of. If we don't, courage will elude us and our people will lose their presence in the board and conference rooms of philanthropy. There will also be the loss of access that the privilege of philanthropy provides, access to the tables where power resides.
We love you, appreciate you, and congratulations.
Today, we are joined by some of the most tremendous leaders that we have in our community that are leading black organizing and supporting black organizing.
Because what we needed to do in that moment was to find ways to invest in turning activists into organizers. And we were ill-prepared to do so. And so what we began to do in our local environment is perhaps what some of us have done together over the last 8 months, is we began to circulate email documents and Excel documents where we asked people to drop and drag what you are doing in response to Ferguson. And so the St. Louis Gateway Center for Giving began to circulate this document and ask people what they were doing and how this was changing their grant making, particularly in light of the fact that within about 48 hours, we now saw this militarized response. We were all visited with those images that reminded us of Selma.
What's possible for us as black organizers to be led by FUBU, for us, by us, is a very different experience than being in an organization that is talking or being in a multi-identity space around race. My organization started in that place, and what we realized is that we had differences that didn't stop us from doing the work, but didn't allow everyone to be their full selves. And so having that all-black space really mattered.
We need to also formally engage, strategize, and work with other funders and allies. It's not a surprise, it's not a coincidence that we are mixing practitioners, organizers, and funders on this. We can't live in these separate silos and think we're gonna move forward.
In this Black Lives Matter intervention, it was for us to actually say that this conversation is, yes, about the murders of young black boys, but it's a much bigger conversation. It's about homelessness. It's about joblessness. It's about Black folks' inability to have access to healthy food. It's about generations of poverty. It's about Black folks who are incarcerated. It's about Black folks who are formerly incarcerated. This is a conversation about Black queer and Black trans folks.
That the philanthropic response has been slow. It has been interest over investment. It has been conversational over commitment. And so the reality of my desire to be in this conversation, I know we'll get there, is whether we really feel that there is urgency now. And if we do, what must we do to act now?
It's important to have a place where we can strategize for us, by us, and be unapologetically Black. That's what we say. And often we're working in institutions that don't hold our communities in high regard. And it's important that we have our own space and places for strategizing moving forward.